Mr. Chairman, I'm going to reclaim my time. This is not her time, it's my time. You can be quiet as I ask you questions, and then you can answer them. I'm making very good use of my time. And you're making my point. You're the mayor of DC, and you don't even know your own code of laws.
In this explosive congressional hearing, Representative Nancy Mace confronts DC Mayor Muriel Bowser in what quickly becomes one of the most contentious exchanges on Capitol Hill. From debates over birthing people to questions about institutional racism, reparations, and the very definition of woman, this confrontation cuts to the heart of America's ongoing culture wars. The tension is palpable from the first question, and what unfolds is a masterclass in political confrontation that neither side will want to forget. Buckle up. This gets intense.
Mr. Chairman, this is not a concert. This audience can just settle down.
Stop the clock. And the gentlelady's right. Under the rules of the House, the chairman is responsible for maintaining order and preserving decorum in the committee room. I expect audience members to be respectful of the committee. So
I'd like to reclaim my time too, Mr. Chairman.
Absolutely.
This has led to government-sanctioned racial discrimination and the erasure of women. Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17 provides Congress plenary authority over the District of Columbia. Using this authority today, I'll be introducing the No DEI in DC Act. This bill will rip the DEI and gender bender nonsense out of the DC government root and branch, and restore common sense and equal treatment under the law. As the individuals charged with writing DC laws, signing DC laws, and enforcing DC's laws, we have some questions for you on the meanings of some of the curious terms we have found in the DC Code. My first question for Mayor Bowser, it's yes or no. The DC Code makes numerous references to, quote, structural or institutional racism. Do you believe the DC government is structurally or institutionally racist? Yes or no? Yes or no? Is DC government racist, institutionally racist? Yes or no? All right, you can't answer the question. So my next question for Mayor Bowser, since you're going to sit there and placate or just be quiet, in Section 7-1234.02 of DC Code, you use the phrase child welfare involved birthing people. Child welfare involved birthing people. Can you explain to me what this means?
I'm not that familiar with that part of the code.
Okay, and so you don't know. In Section 7-1234.02 of DC Code, you use the phrase justice involved incarcerated and homeless birthing people and their non-birthing partners. Can you explain to this committee what that means?
I would have to see the whole section. You don't know.
You're literally the mayor of DC, and you don't know your own code of laws.
Well, I don't know.
All right. One thing we noticed the DC Code struggles to define is the term woman. So, Mayor Bowser, what is a woman?
I'm a woman. Are you a woman?
100%. Okay. 100%.
I'm a woman. You're looking at one.
Okay, good. You actually, in Section 3-703 of the DC Code, you use the phrase, the intersectionality of gender and race to create unique dynamics and effects. Can you explain what this means to the committee?
Where is that, ma'am?
Section 3-703 of the DC Code. Do you know what that means? No, you don't know what that means. So Chapter 14D of the DC Code establishes the commission.
I'm happy to answer questions.
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to reclaim my time. This is not her time, it's my time. You can be quiet as I ask you questions, and then you can answer them. And then you can answer them. I'm not, Mr. Chairman, this is my time, not hers. I'd like to reclaim my time.
Let's make good use of the time, Ms. Mace.
I'm making very good use of my time. And you're making my point. You're the mayor of DC, and you don't even know your own code of laws. What is a birthing person?
I would assume it's someone who gives birth.
All right. Why don't you use, are these women? Are these moms? Do you think it's appropriate to call them birthing person? Can a man birth a person?
Well, that's what I would call it, but I don't write all the laws, and I'm not familiar with every section.
Can men get pregnant?
No.
Can men become women?
Can a man become a woman?
Yeah. Can a man become a woman?
Miss
yes
Mace,
or no? Can a man become a woman? Yes or no?
Miss Mace, I'm not here to talk about that.
Okay, my next question, Chapter 14D of the DC Code establishes the Commission on Reparations and a reparations fund to provide eligible African Americans monetary reparations or other forms of redress. Is it the position of DC government benefits should be provided to individuals on the basis of race?
I believe that the legislation requires a study.
Okay, I'm asking you, is it the position of the DC government that government benefits should be provided on the basis of race?
If you're
is the
referring to
question.
that legislation, I believe it requires a study.
Okay, I'm asking you a question. Do you believe that government benefits should be given out on the basis of race? That is the question. This is the third time I'm asking.
We have any number of benefits programs, and eligibility is
Okay.
established.
You're not answering
per-
any of these
per program.
questions. I'll give it to you. You're slick. In section 2-1383 of the DC Code, you use the phrase social value of the LGBTQ community business economy to the district. Can you explain what this means to the committee?
It means that LGBT businesses provide economic benefit to the district's economy.
Do you think all businesses provide economic benefit to the DC economy?
They should, or they would be out of business.
Yeah, of course. All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.
This congressional hearing exchange between Representative Nancy Mace and DC Mayor Muriel Bowser represents far more than a simple question and answer session. It exemplifies the deepening ideological divide over diversity, equity, and inclusion policies, gender ideology, and the role of race-conscious legislation in American governance. Representative Mace's interrogation style was deliberate and confrontational, designed to expose what she perceives as absurdities within DC's legal code. Her announcement of the No DEI in DC Act frames the encounter within a broader conservative pushback against diversity initiatives, which critics argue have gone too far in replacing merit-based systems with identity-based considerations. By highlighting terms like birthing people, justice involved incarcerated and homeless birthing people, and intersectionality of gender and race, Mace sought to demonstrate that DC's laws have become entangled in what she characterized as gender-bender nonsense that obscures clear communication and equal treatment. Mayor Bowser's responses revealed a significant vulnerability. Her repeated inability to explain specific provisions of the DC Code, despite being the city's chief executive, provided Mace with exactly the ammunition she sought. Whether this stemmed from genuine unfamiliarity with technical legal language, an unwillingness to engage with politically loaded questions, or simply being caught off guard, the effect was damaging. Her attempts to deflect or request clarification were consistently cut short by Mace's insistence on yes or no answers and accusations of evasiveness. The exchange over fundamental definitions proved particularly revealing. When asked, "What is a woman?" Bowser responded confidently with personal identification. However, when pressed on whether men can become women or get pregnant, she hesitated noticeably, seemingly caught between scientific reality and political sensitivity. This hesitation speaks to the broader challenge facing public officials navigating questions where biological fact intersects with contemporary gender identity politics. The discussion of DC's reparations legislation highlighted another flashpoint in American political discourse. Mace is questioning whether government benefits should be allocated based on race struck at fundamental questions about remedying historical injustices versus maintaining colorblind governance. Bowser's responses emphasized the study-based nature of the legislation, but her reluctance to address the underlying principle directly left the impression of evasion on a sensitive topic. The procedural tensions throughout the exchange, with both parties fighting over time allocation and Mace repeatedly demanding Bowser remain quiet until questions were fully asked, underscored the personal animosity beneath the policy disagreements. The chairman's struggle to maintain order reflected how these cultural battles strain even the formal structures of congressional oversight. From a governance perspective, the hearing raises legitimate questions about whether elected officials should be expected to know detailed provisions of extensive legal codes, or whether such expectations are unrealistic, given the complexity and breadth of modern municipal law. Conversely, it also raises questions about whether language in legislation has become unnecessarily convoluted or politically charged in ways that obscure rather than clarify meaning. This confrontation will likely be weaponized by both political camps. Conservatives will point to it as evidence that progressive governance has become detached from common sense and reality, while progressives may argue that Mace's aggressive tactics represented political theater designed to humiliate rather than genuinely oversee DC governance. The exchange serves as a snapshot of America's ongoing struggles over language, identity, race, and the proper scope of government intervention in social issues, battles unlikely to be resolved in any single hearing room confrontation.